Welcome back to my horror movie deep cuts of 2000, and we're up to 2003. As usual, we're not going to have the most popular ones because this is deep cuts, and I'm looking for hidden gems of 2003, and we're going to start off with number 10. It's really sleaze-tastic, kind of. It's not the best movie on the list. It's not the best movie of the year, but it has elements. It's called Hatchetman, and it takes place in a gentleman's club, and there's a mass slasher with a hatchet killing strippers. It's a lot of TNA. It's a lot, it's corny, it's funny, but it's at number 10. I think it's totally worth checking out for a deep cut movie that wasn't one of the better, wasn't one of the worst. Totally worth checking out for the elements of horror, of slasher elements. And it is a complete movie. It gets to the end and you're like, all right, there was some nudity, there was some violence, and there was some exciting moments, but at the same time it's a little ho-hum on the story and the script, and the acting was not great, but you get what you get. And Hatchetman at number 10. Let's move on to number 9. We got an Aussie zombie movie called Undead. And it's got some cool, zombie elements that you would expect from a Australian zombie horror movie. I liked the sort of Evil Dead nods, and it is a fun little zombie movie. At number 9, Undead. All right. At number 8, we have... Now, I'm kind of, splitting hairs with this one. It is a thriller. It's got some horror elements. It's kind of like Cabin by the Lake. It's like Asia Argento, Dario's daughter. She's done some of his movies, and she was in Zombieland. Land of the Dead, as well as Triple X. So she's like a stripper, and she gets knocked out, and the police save her, but the police that save her is Dennis Hopper, and he's this big creep, and he locks her in his basement, and he kind of trying to reforms her, at the same time tries to marry her, kind of like Black Snake Moan, but Black Snake Moan had like a positive message around it. With this one, he's just a creep cop, and she has to escape Dennis Hopper, and for what it's worth, I like the two actors in it. I like Asia Argento, and I like Dennis Hopper, and watching these two go out, duke it out with the kind of thriller aspects of her escaping and him being a creep, worth checking out. The Keeper. All right, so at number 7, we have like a screwball shark movie with Lou Diamond Phillips, Redwater. This was a science fiction original. And Lou Diamond Phillips, big fan of him. I would have liked if he did more horror. I think he got hooked into a TV show at this time called Wolf Lake, and that's why he kind of didn't do more horror. But he kind of owns this shark kind of goofy movie where there's a shark in a lake, and they have, and it's kind of like Jaws, where everyone in town has to find a shark, and he's the main guy, and it ends on a rig and a big showdown with the shark. It's goofy, it's fun. Redwater. Number 6, we have an elf movie where this family and their children are being kind of attacked by little elf people. Inhabited. One of the biggest actors is Malcolm McDowell, who plays the psychiatrist, and he tries to convince the mother that she and the kids are just going crazy, but it turns out that he knows about these, and he's trying to harvest the powers of the little elf people. They kind of look like the little elves from the Cat's Eye. It was a fun little movie. It's nothing great, but it, like I said, this deep cuts is not the best movies, Inhabited, number 6. Number 5, we got Black Cadillac with Randy Quaid, who plays kind of like a mysterious cop, and there's a Black Cadillac chasing these kids on the icy roads, and it's trying to push him off the road, and it's kind of like Duel, but not like Duel, but it's like an icy Duel with Randy Quaid, and I actually like this one. It was a good time killer, very slick, very thrilling, very good pace, a good pace thriller horror like Duel, but with a Cadillac. Number 4, we got Crispin Glover playing Willard, and I think he owns this part. I don't know why we didn't get a second Willard. I mean, Crispin McGlover puts everything into this role. You could tell he loves the rats, and he's just he starts controlling them. And you got the Marine guy, Arlie Emery, as his really asshole boss, and you just want him to get the freaking. You want him to get Gunny. You want him to get him, and he's a loner. It's Crispin Glover. He's great. Willard at 4. You gotta see it. It's good. All right, number 3. Herbert West returns in Beyond the Re-Animator, and this kind of got panned. It was kind of late. They really should have put out another Re-Animator. They spaced out these Re-Animators too far. We should have got at least 2 in the early 90s. But here we are in 2003 with another Re-Animator. It's good. It takes place in the jail. It's got the gore from that you would expect from the other Re-Animators, and yeah, no, it's Re-Animator. It's fun. It's if you like the previous movies, don't skip to Beyond. And there was hints of making another one, but we never got one. All right, so here we go. Here I go splitting hairs again in this sort of neo-noir thriller, Fear X, with John Turturro, who plays this kind of unhinged mall cop, and then you find out that his wife was killed, and he's on this crazy hunt to find the killer. It's Nicholas Winding Refn. If you're a big fan of Drive, and which I am, and the Pusher movies, and Only God Forgives, and Neon Demon, this is one of his early movies. Check out Fear X. Great acting by John Turturro. Even if you don't like him, just check out this for Ramp. It's slick. It's neo-noir. It's definitely neo-noir. A neo-noir horror. Fear X. All right, that brings us to number 1. It's Dead End. And we got Ray Wise and Lynn Shay in a car with their kids. And they can't find anything. They just keep passing the same house in the middle of nowhere. And it's dark and it's Christmas. And they start panicking, and even if you figure out what's going on in the movie, I still think the conclusion hits you like a ton of bricks. It's a great horror movie. I think it's one of the best deep cuts of 2003. That's it for now. I'll see you at 2004 on Deep Cuts 2000.